Super be the god. I'm on the pod. Down goes the clown. We don't need no frowns. Niles in the house.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? All you motherfuckers out there that don't follow us on Instagram, because this is some bullshit.
Dude, this is so weird without headphones.
Yeah.
Headphones and I hear nothing else but it's on here.
Oh, man.
We got no headphones today. If y'all are wondering, you weirdos, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. So fuck off. But
we're just at a bar. Having
yeah,
a little bar
shout out
with
to
the boys.
Shout out to Local Lose.
Local Lose for hosting us. Shout out.
2.0 actually.
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
Let's get the
A
name
lot of
right.
arcade games, man. I saw a Halo game up there. Halo's up there. There's like a Walking Dead one too.
They got aliens and shit. They got
man. Come
they
check
got
it out.
They got this football game, and we were trying to steal footballs, but I guess it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Dude, we should definitely throw an event here, though. Dude, the double decker, dude. The double decker.
No, it'd go
Dude,
off.
and the patio. Dude, you could throw a gnarly event.
Yeah, you can do some
You've
crazy
got
shit.
Sate right across the street.
Sate across-
Do a back to school banger with all the tradespeople. I went to Sate, man. It was crazy.
Yo, Local Lose is actually fire. If you guys are in the city and you're looking for a sick arcade bar to hit up Local Lose. They're friends of ours, and you won't regret it. You'll have a great time.
You know Lou?
I
He's
know
fucking
Lou.
loco.
I heard he's loco.
He's loco as shit.
I heard he's loco.
Yo, we got another
Huh?
friend on the pod today.
Big ups.
Yes, sir. Let's give him a proper intro. My guy. He's a Calgary native, multifaceted artist, songwriter, and producer. JONAH RADU. Am I saying that right? All right. Is known for his many influences, including sonics from hip-hop, pop, and electronic music. Just coming off a killer performance last night at Commonwealth Bar and Stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the fucking legend, Kelland. Let's go, baby. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
we're gonna have some crazy applause in this stuff here. All the screaming and shouting. We're gonna have some crazy effects up in here.
What is good?
How you doing, boys? Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, man. We're just we're glad that you decided to bless the pod. Appreciate that.
I know it was great. It was great actually running into you guys last week and being able to set this up on quick, short notice while I'm just in town. So it's nice.
Yeah, bro, you're all over the map. Like, I saw you were in, this is coming out a little bit later, but the Flames just played Dallas. And so
Yeah.
you're a Calgary guy, you cheer for the Flames, and then you were in Dallas when they
Yeah.
were there or when they were flying back?
No, it was like a perfect swap. Like I flew out on like the Sunday, which was actually Game 7 here.
Oh, yeah.
But I wish I came out earlier because my dad actually does the equipment manager's hair here, and so like they kind of like get tickets
yeah.
whenever and stuff like
Oh,
that. And he was
that's
like, "Oh, you're gonna be in Dallas? Like, you can get tickets to Game 6," but we weren't there. So.
Where's your dad's shop at?
My dad's shop, he owns 3. It's called Cannibal Barbershop, and
Okay.
there's a bunch. There's one on 17th. It's like it's a partnership with Gravity Pope, and they're on 17th. And there's another one. The original one is in Bridgeland, and then another one in Inglewood as well.
Wow.
I just seen Brady Tkachuk, the newest member of the Calgary Flames, was out getting his haircut. So I was wondering if it was the same spot. Yo, have you guys?
At the shop?
Yeah, have you guys seen that fucking guy? So Brady Tkachuk, he plays for Ottawa Senators. His brother Matthew.
Captain.
Yeah, his brother Matthew is assistant captain for the Flames, but Flames are going on such a crazy playoff run.
He's lighting the crowd up
This
right
g-
now, dude.
This guy brings the energy
I
in
mean, that's
Calgary.
what you love to
Yeah.
see, though, in sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yo, speaking of sports, you know that boy Lucic?
Oh,
Yo, you know what I call him, bro? A fucking grizzly bear, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. He's just out here just looking, just feeding the shots.
Yeah, no, that guy's
Taking them too.
Guy's disgusting, man. Do you watch ball? You watch basketball?
Basketball? Sometimes, like, I'll get into it a little bit in the playoffs a little bit, but like definitely main thing has been hockey always. That's what I played originally, and then I switched over to soccer and played that for like 10 years.
Damn.
And then but then went really back into hockey over the last couple of years because got into fantasy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay.
that's what
okay.
really got me really back into it and like studying. Now it's like I have such a deeper appreciation for like every team that like. Because I'm in Van, I'm not definitely the biggest Canucks fan, but like I'll go to the Canucks games just like to even
Bruce, there it is.
playing because it's just like nice to have like a better understanding of who's playing and like draft some players that are they're gonna be playing that night. So then there's more on the line when you're
How long did you play hockey for?
I
Oh, your
barely played.
munchies
I
here,
played
bro.
like for 4 years.
Got some munch G.
I played I played what's it called? Elbow Park when it was still Elbow Park Stars, and then it switched over to Glen Lake. But I played before it switched over to Glen Lake, and then I played soccer for the Villains, Calgary Villains.
Nice.
What position do you play in soccer?
In soccer, I was mainly like right wing.
Right
Ah,
wing.
right wing.
Yeah, you fast?
I was,
You
yeah.
was,
I
yeah.
was very fast. I did
had the
like
speed.
I was doing like 100 meter. I was doing relay.
Yo,
and-
George is just challenging you to a foot race right now.
Because
I have
100
not-
meter dash after this.
yeah, yo, I feel like anybody from England, like whenever they hear soccer, like, well, let's go.
Yeah,
This
100%.
is my national sport. International
100%.
sport.
Same thing with puck though. Like instantly, let's go play some puck.
Yeah, man, I used to play street hockey a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Surprise,
Yeah,
black
dude,
guy
let's-
playing hockey.
Hey,
You know?
I would pay to see you get on the ice though.
Bro,
I would
okay,
pay.
listen,
I would
listen.
Oh,
pay.
there's talks.
There-
There's talks
listen,
of this.
There is a reason why I said street hockey. I don't know
Okay,
how to
okay,
skate.
okay.
So we're gonna do this. Okay, in the last pod, everybody was on my ass because I couldn't swim. Okay, this makes sense. I don't know how to skate, but I'm pretty good at
Yo.
street hockey, man.
Dude, pond hockey tournament with Kelland?
Yeah.
Pond hockey? Dude, little Lake Louise.
Yeah.
I know that was like one of my favorite things.
Mm.
Is like getting all the guys together and going to play on the pond.
Yeah.
Like
Who are
Yeah.
you talking to on here? Oh, you're talking to our previous guest, Niall. Yeah, Niall's in the building. What's good? What's good?
Shout out to Niall.
Big-
I got a life vest. I'm good. Oh fuck! One of these days, I need to learn how to swim. I'm gonna take some swimming classes.
Bro, and I'll teach you how to skate. We'll just get them all done.
I'm pretty sure they do it for like it's cheap at like.
Yeah,
the
I hold
city
records for swimming still, and then B, I'm a decent hockey player. Like I have terrible hands, but I can skate pretty good.
Dude, I'd dust
So
you.
I got you. You can't what?
I'd dust you, dude. Like easy.
Damn, I need to see that. Shit.
Yo, big Calgary guy, right? So what was it like coming back and headlining? Was that your first like headline show back in
It
Calgary?
was the first headline show back in Calgary, so it was really fun because it was like, it was fun to like bring all the friends back from throughout the years, junior high and high school, and have them kind of come out. And my parents came, which was like it was the
Yeah.
first time that they
Nice.
had really seen me perform because like
Oh,
I really
that's
only
sick.
like launched my career right at the right a couple months before COVID. So the entire part of my career has been mostly online. And so they've never been able to see me like perform as Kelland and stuff like that. So it was really fun. Of course, my mom was just standing in the front the entire time taking videos and yeah, it was hilarious. Just nice having them out there.
That's sick. The weekend before, we were you and BOSLEN are obviously homies, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're gonna go through a deep dive on your Instagram page, but I see you guys are pretty close, man, and ripping up the studio a lot. But just to be able to come back and give back to, I guess, your community, that's got to be such an awesome fucking feeling.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's really fun, and it's nice coming back because Calgary has an interesting scene. Like, unfortunately, there's not a ton of kind of like opportunities and culture involved with kind of like the arts and culture. It's very like business forward and oil and tech and stuff like that. But there are still a lot of people that are trying to like push the forefront and bring Calgary and Alberta a little bit more into like the creative scene and stuff like that. Give a little bit of a spotlight to some people who are locally, or at least bring people from out of town to kind of make it so that hopefully Calgary and maybe Alberta can one day be like another destination spot.
Yeah.
It's really only Toronto and Vancouver.
Well, that was-
doing, like, the whole
and
thing
that's-
for a tour.
That's basically why
Like,
we
that's the
started
whole
our
point
shit,
of
man.
Onlyvibes, right? Is to like showcase that this city has an incredible amount of like untapped talent. Like there's some really talented individuals here,
Yeah.
right? Namely you and like a lot of other people from Calgary that are doing amazing things that the city should really be aware of, and not even the city, I guess, like nationally across the country.
Yeah, because I mean, like, and even sometimes even Vancouver gets that same rep where it's just like, because like a lot of people, they look at it and see like Toronto and stuff like that, and they're like, oh well, Vancouver doesn't have a Drake and stuff like that, so like Vancouver doesn't have a scene. But it's just it's more just because Drake is like repping Toronto so hard, whereas like if you're from Calgary or Vancouver, you kind of say, oh, I'm from Canada. You don't really like narrow it down. Because a lot of people also too, if they're from the U.S. or whatever, they kind of only really know about Toronto and stuff like that. So it's just like there's so many amazing people from the West Coast, like from way back in the day to new, like Brian Adams, and he literally owns a massive studio out in Vancouver. Michael Bublé, like all throughout the generations, and then current stuff, like the amount of artists that are coming up now in Vancouver, and that I've been fortunate enough to work with and call friends and stuff like that, is just, it's really cool. It's a new generation kind of really building up, and and everyone is willing to kind of work together and And yeah, no matter what the genre, no matter whatever, everyone's just willing to kind of come up together. So it's really fun.
That's awesome.
Collaboration is key.
Well, I
right?
appreciate you for coming on, because that's kind of like, we want to be able to create this platform to spotlight people locally and what they're doing. So super sick of you to come on, man. Excited to have you. We got some like, your story is crazy. So tell us, like, what made you want to DJ?
Well, way back, it was just like, I've always just had a love for kind of all types of music. Like, I loved the Beatles and all classic rock, and I'd literally listen to everything. And then my dad was actually big, like, deep house head, and would just like, so then he just started spinning vinyl downstairs in my basement.
Spinning vinyl.
He'd just be ripping vinyl and have all these old deep house records and just like playing, and I just kind of got like inspired, and I was like, oh, like, I kind of want to DJ. That'd be kind of fun. And so then my parents got me a little controller, and I just taught myself how to DJ, and I was just like, I loved it, and I started making like mixes and kind of putting them up on SoundCloud online, and it'd just be like a mashup. And because I always loved, like, I mean, even to this day, that's kind of like what my music now is, what I'm actually releasing, is I just want to be able to showcase kind of all my inspirations and kind of funnel them into something that's kind of digestible by all. Like, I want someone to be able to come to a show and be like, not think of it as one certain thing in terms of like, because sometimes I feel like when you label it like EDM, I sometimes feel like it gets a little bit of a bad rep. Just because when someone associates EDM, they kind of think of like the most extreme hardcore.
That's a good point, actually. Damn.
So like, and that's, you know, like I've worked with so many different people in different sides of things, from hip hop, pop, and everything like that. Totally just went off topic there, but
no, that's actually some fucking
like,
gold right there,
I'll
man.
hop back to that. But basically, I got into DJing, loved it. And then started releasing mixes, and then I was actually Western Canada High School here had like an electronic music program.
Oh, that's fucking
shit,
cool.
really?
Shit.
Yo, Western is really doing. Wow.
Yeah, it was
okay.
funny, but
Okay.
it was definitely like it was like very bare bones.
Okay,
It was just
okay,
like you know, using things like GarageBand and you know, just like make a loop and like make something super basic and stuff like that. So it's where kind of like you know, did a couple basics, and then there's a music school called Beat Drop that I went and I actually interned for, and like the payment was you get to take their classes for free and stuff
That's
like that.
sick.
So I took a couple classes, I just got really into it, and then then just essentially went originally to UBC for business for a year, because I was like, I've always loved that. That's majority of my family are entrepreneurs, and I just loved that side of things. And then midway through my first year, I was actually back in Calgary, like good old Cowboys. And ran into a couple of old friends. And a lot of them were like, "Oh, why aren't you like pursuing music? Like, what's going on with music?" And I'm just like, "Oh, you know, I'm just, you know, full time with school. I'm not really focused on anything." And they're like, "Well, there's a school called Nimbus in Vancouver. Like, you should check it out." Literally next day, logged in, looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll just fuck it, I'll apply." And so I applied, and then literally 3 weeks later got accepted. And then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, maybe for my second year I'll just go there instead. So then I did that, and because I was like, I could always go back and stuff like that, and I did it. And then that's when I really like learned everything from like engineering, production, everything like that. Did all that. Then essentially after that was done, there's a studio called 2 Track in Vancouver, and
Any affiliation with 2 Chainz?
negative.
Okay.
Negative. But yeah, it was just like it was like a smaller studio at the time. There's only really like 2 guys running it, and then they kind of like wanted to expand, so they brought me in as like a third engineer, like just only doing audio engineering, which is like the recording and kind of mixing and mastering of songs and stuff. And then a kind of a crew of us kind of got involved with 2 Track, and then actually, funny enough, like someone was like, "Oh, there's this," and it was like one of my first sessions. Literally, someone was like, "Oh, there's this kid from Victoria. He's actually from Vancouver, like Chilliwack, but he's in Victoria right now, and he's rapping, and he's like, you know, he's definitely creating a bit of a scene for himself in Victoria, and like we want to, we're bringing him out. We want to like connect you two and stuff like that." And then lo and behold, BOSLEN walks in with his manager Isaac, and that was the first time we'd all met. And then everything was history from there. And I started full-time producing for him and being his DJ and stuff like that. And then basically he created a team, and then I started getting involved with everyone, and then they started listening to my own original music, and then that team was like, "Yo, you should start putting out your own original music and stuff like that." And we want to like kind of expand into a different realm other than just hip hop. And then yeah, that's the whole history of like how basically we all came together because like Bozzy and I have one of our managers we share the same manager. We're part of Chaos Club and stuff like that. So the rest is kind of history from there. But long story.
Wow.
But that's
Damn.
like
Oh, we're on a
whole history
podcast,
of-
bro. Feel free.
It's crazy how you taking that step and being like, I'll try this for a year and see what happens.
Yeah.
And like that leap of faith, like where it took you and like where you are now.
Yeah, like it was one of those kind of just like do it, don't look back moments, and I'm really happy that I did. Like honestly, like,
Yeah, bet.
it was it was kind of like a game-changing decision. And it's funny enough, Bozzy did something very similar too. He was like in his second year, I think, and he did the exact same thing. He was just like, F it, I'm gonna drop out and go with full-time with music. And it was just like, so it's cool because like a lot of our musical journey has been at the same time, but obviously like just been able to kind of like flourish together. And so like, we've known each other for pretty much almost 4 years, and it's just crazy like how much each of us have grown individually and also grown together. Is like him and I, like at least for me, has been like that's like where a lot of it started too. So it's like that's why Bozzy, him and I are super close, and we'll always have like that close relationship, and regardless of where he goes. And he's one person that I just know will always be super successful, and so yeah, it's just cool to kind of.
And that's your guy. Like you guys created like nothing out to something, let's say. But that's kind of like what we're doing. It's sick to do that shit with like your homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's super dope, and that's what Chaos Club is kind of like the management agency that manages both of us and stuff like that. So originally when it started, it was just a bunch of people who were like, "Okay, what can we do to kind of put, a little bit Vancouver on the spotlight a little bit and stuff like that?" And so it just became like a creative label where originally it was like me, BOSLEN, and this guy named Jamon. And then they kind of just like fully expanded, went fully like they handle so many big campaigns with like large corporations now with like the creative end and side of things. They manage artists like us. They also release music as a label and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, there's like an office space, and you just walk in, and it's just a crew of just like friends at the end of the day, and it's just super fun.
That's
so it's
awesome.
like
Yeah.
it's just it's fun to do all that and really come up, like you said, with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's a lot like how Mike, they used to call him Mike Stud, but now he's just Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Mike, like that's like how he operates too. Like he's just kicking it with the homies.
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
listen.
Sure,
You listen to
I'm
Mike?
pretty sure there's like a
I think you were mentioning you're wearing the hat, right?
Yeah. Niall
Stevenson's
was wearing the
Ranch.
hat too.
Stevenson's
But
Ranch, right?
yeah, Stevenson
I'm pretty sure
Ranch.
he has his label like that with his friends called For the Homies.
For the homies.
Oh,
Yeah, For the
Yeah.
Homies. Like that's literally
That's
it's like,
cool, man.
It's literally where like him and his boys like literally just make music together and just tour, and he puts them on.
Yeah, I mean, like that's really all it comes down to. I mean, just in life in general, it's just the
Yeah.
only way to work is collaboration. Like,
Yeah.
in everything, no matter what the industry is, no matter even in a relationship, it's collaboration. So it's just that's all it comes down to.
I think the craziest one that I ever heard was Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart, when he first popped off and he was starting to get really, 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 really popular, he had a bunch of people coming his way, throwing shit at him, yada, yada, yada. I'll do this for you. I'll do this. I'll do that for you. And then he was like, nah, you know what I'm going to do? He got like 10 of his homies that he like grew up with. He paid for all of them to go to school to learn how to do the things that he needs them to do. And then he
That's
put
sick.
them on.
That's insane.
And now now they run his entertainment company, which is I think it's called like Beat like Heart Drop or something like
But
that.
doesn't fuck, what's the funny guy? Adam, he's the actor.
Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler. He
Yeah.
does the same thing with like his homies too, right?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
Like, cause
yeah,
you always see like the same
Yeah.
guys in the Adam Sandler films. So
Yeah.
just coming up with your homies, man. The song "Different" with BOSLEN.
Oh, yeah.
slaps, man.
Yeah. I was
That's
listening
just
on the way here.
fire.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
no.
I've been listening to a little, like quite a lot of BOSLEN since I saw his concert.
Bro,
Like
Deny? I've had
Oh,
Deny
yeah,
on
yeah,
repeat.
yeah.
I've had Deny on repeat
Yeah.
for 2 weeks. I'll be driving, I swear to God, bumping this thing at like max audio in my car.
Yeah. Wait, I have a wait. So, obviously you and BOSLEN met and everything like that. When you first met BOSLEN, I think I have some buddies that were like friends with him before he popped off and stuff. Did he play rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually like on his way with Team Canada.
Yeah.
And like he was gonna go to like the sevens
Mhm.
and do all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
and
Damn,
then
7 Series.
blew out his knee.
Oh.
ACL, and then he then again. So then he like he was like, you know what, I'll let it recover and I'll go
Yeah.
right back into it. Kind of just like, you know, eager to get back in. Didn't get surgery and stuff like that. And of course, blew it out again right away. But it was like obviously a million times worse. And then just kind of like sidelined him. And it's like,
Yeah.
so he was kind of, that's what, it's funny enough, that's what got him into music. Like,
Yeah.
that's what he always talks about, is that's what got him into everything, because he was like, you know, super down and depressed about not being able to fully
Yeah.
pursue his career in rugby. And then he kind of just picked up writing songs and writing over beats and all
Yeah.
that type of stuff. And then that's what kind of apparently got him into music and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's
Music is very
that's the-
therapeutic.
Yeah, that's the.
I think it's
'cause,
the
like,
creativity aspect,
yeah,
right?
like where he lived in Victoria, like I used to play rugby, and a bunch of those guys that play like teams like Canada Sevens and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I played with them out here, and they're like really good friends of mine. So they all lived in like the same house and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and he was like texting me the other day when we went to the concert. He's like, "Yeah, we used to live together and stuff." I was like, "That's crazy, dude."
I know
That's
Vic,
crazy.
Vic actually was like a really cool place. Like
Mhm.
I went out to visit a ton because Niall and all these other, some of my best friends are out in Victoria. They were going to university there, and I really loved how Victoria, it felt like just like everyone was like a family there, and it's like I really appreciated like when like I'd stay in like my buddy's res, and everyone would like wake up together and like go get a brunch together, even if everyone was hungover as shit, and just like it was just like very family orientated, and everyone's like, let's go for a workout, then let's all go study together and stuff like that. So it was like
Community.
it was a community,
Yeah.
and that's what was like super fun, and everyone always knows each other. And I mean that's university, but
Yeah.
I thought UVic was like small enough where it's like you could kind of like build that community. It wasn't like way too big where it was like
Like Calgary, you see there's like no sense of community. I'm pretty sure it's a commuter school where like literally people pull up and they just like leave.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been doing it for 2 years and I've talked to maybe 4 people.
yeah.
It's just like,
I've heard UFC is like just like obviously a great school, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it has that like
school spirit.
with
Yeah.
Oh,
res
man.
and stuff like that.
So
Well,
we
the
gotta-
res, all people do in the res is party.
Oh,
man.
But they don't
There's
like
a sense of community, and it's at SAIT. That
say, yo,
holy
actually.
shit. I went there my first year in like 2019. I went there for 12 weeks. I was just in the trades, man. But like the whole floor, it was just like anybody could walk into anybody's room. It was super chill. We had like this giant Beats by Dre stereo that like if people were partying on a Tuesday and they wanted that, they'd just walk right in, take it. You'd hear it all fucking day and night. It was super cool. Go
Yo.
Sounds like
Trojans all the
Yo,
way.
I one up you.
No, because
No,
no, because
hold
I
on.
one up you,
No,
but I
hold on.
can't say mine on here. It's not fair.
Hold up. I one up you.
All right, go ahead.
Lethbridge.
All right, yeah, you win.
Yo, Lethbridge.
You ever done a show in Lethbridge?
Yo.
have not.
Yo,
I'll get you
Lethbridge.
introduced to the guy.
Yo,
I got you.
Lethbridge.
I got you.
Yo. Shout out to any student that goes to University of
all
Lethbridge.
wanna go to
Bro,
Lethbridge.
No,
they,
no,
yo,
no, no.
no,
You wanna go
they
to
show
Lethbridge
out.
with-
They
yeah,
show
yeah, yeah.
out,
I mean, I've
man.
seen videos like
Yeah,
Damn.
one of my good buddies, Felix Cartel, just did a show out there,
Yeah.
and same with Jessia. They both just did a show. Shout out Jessia. She just won a big Juno. Now she's on
Shout
tour
out.
with One Republic right
Wait,
now.
Jesse who?
Jessia. She did the song like "I'm Not Pretty, Baby."
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
No
so-
way.
Yeah, she's.
Yo.
Yeah, that's Jay's favorite song.
Yeah. No. I remember listened to a couple of songs. She won a Juno?
Yeah, she just won it last week. I think it was Breakout Artist of the Year, and then she casually flew in from her tour with One Republic. and then-
Casually.
Yeah, casually came in.
Damn.
And then did it won her thing,
okay.
won her Juno, and then flew back. And she's playing
is
It's
now.
nuts. She's playing stadiums, and like I think 2 years ago she was just like trying to songwrite and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and then yeah, just the TikTok thing blew the hell up, and it was really cool talking to her about like her experience and her journey, and that like how TikTok has now taken her from.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, she was just writing songs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just, like,
There's
very
so many of
casual,
these
and
TikTok
and
stories,
then,
man.
yeah, and like she's been actually the ones that have like, because you know like there's some people who have like the one-off TikTok song and it just that's it.
Yeah.
And honestly that's the only negative thing is sometimes like those one-offs, like it'll be like the 10-15 seconds of the song.
Yeah.
So they'll go play that song at a venue and they can't sell out tickets and stuff like that, and then people are only waiting for that 15-second snippet of the song, and then they just repeat it 10 times over, and that's all that's being digested.
That's like
Those people are
Everyone's
getting
waiting for that dopamine kick.
Okay,
Exactly.
when Darude, like people showed out for that.
For Darude, but
like,
as soon as
everyone was just
Sandstorm
waiting
played,
for Sandstorm.
yeah, as
Like,
soon as
everyone was just
Sandstorm
waiting
played,
for
everyone left like right after that.
At Knox that night?
Yeah.
I was,
Yo,
yeah,
speaking-
I was there.
Yeah.
Yo, boys,
40-year-olds everywhere. It was
Speaking
crazy.
of artist progress, I think the artist that I've seen the craziest progress in my life that I've wanted to see in my life, you know Russ, right? So Russ, this guy's selling out stadiums and shit now. I remember when he came to Calgary, he was doing a show at the Grey Eagle Casino, and it's crazy to see like how like he went from Grey Eagle Casino to stadiums. Mad. And he just got a Billboard hit with the rapper that I was following. Her name is Kelland.
Oh
that's
Yeah.
on TikTok.
And I was and like she was like really talented. I'm watching like all her videos and shit like that. She's doing really cool shit. And then Russ, he started to do like the lyric challenge and stuff like that.
Like a verse.
Yeah, verse challenge, drop a verse, and then she did a verse, and that shit went Billboard. And like I think it was his first Billboard hit. And like now she signed to him. It was crazy.
I know,
Crazy.
Like, and like, yeah, my label pushes so hard on TikTok stuff. Like,
I got an app. I got an app, bro. Like, there's an app that like
The app called TikTok.
No. There's it's like a TikTok analytic app,
Oh, okay.
and like it's like AI generated, and it tells you like what songs are like popping right now.
Yeah. What's the
I'll show you,
craziest
I'll
place
show
you've
you.
ever performed?
So yeah,
Good question.
Crazy and just like,
Maybe size wise first. Like
surprisingly, it was actually one of the best ones was UBCO. That one was really fun because it was like one of the like openers for like, and I actually went there and for my first year and then they had like a big you call it like it was like a big like festival thing for like opening up and stuff like that. And funny enough, Bozzy and I both played it.
nice.
I was buddies with one of the kind of promoters who was running it and stuff like that. He's like, you guys want to come out?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was just like nuts because like honestly, playing those college shows is just like thousands of people.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they don't give a shit.
They
They're
go
always going
wild.
crazy for anything.
Yeah.
Like we could have played any song and they just would have been like, okay, we'll just rage. Like,
Baby
so
shark,
that's
do,
what's-
do,
yeah,
do.
literally. Like it was just like those are some of the fun shows because a lot of those kids just like don't care. They're just there to have a good time. They're
Yeah.
not as like snotty when it comes to like, oh, this song I'm not gonna, you know.
That's kind of why I like festivals. It's like you go there with an intention, and like I've got some friends that go to like Wicked Woods and like those kind of festivals, and it is just one giant community. But that's one thing. Like even with Chasing Summer, it felt like a community. Where you go to like more like I don't know, like one-off shows, you don't get that. There's still that divide. But when there's a giant festival crowd, I feel like that brings everybody together, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm super excited for. There's a couple festivals coming up this summer that haven't been announced yet, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say it yet, but that I'm super excited to kind of like play and stuff like that. Because those are just super fun. Because it's just like, and also the community backstage too. Like when you go to a lot of those festivals, it's obviously everyone is playing throughout the day and stuff like that, and everyone's just chilling back there and just having a good time and connecting and stuff like that. That's some of the best parts about playing shows. Like I was just in LA, and and I was with one of my good friends, Jewels, and we went to like 3 different spots throughout the night in LA and stuff like that. And it's just LA is a whole different beast. And the fact that like there's massive shows all playing in the exact same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, just went to like casually went to one of these like kind of it was like an underground thing. It was through like a thing called Brownies and Lemonade, and they throw like all these kind of parties and events. And they're kind of like one of those where they'll kind of like do like secret headliners or like, yo, we're doing this spot, here's the address, and you'll come out and it's like a big artist and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so went out and it was just crazy, like being in the green room and having like all these people that like all these artists that are massive, and everyone's just casually chatting with each other, and like you kind of introduce each other by your first names. You're like, hey, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. And then also like, well, what do you do? And you're like, oh, I'm an artist, and this is my name. And they're like, oh, and then like this is me. And then you just like, you know, it's like because like you know you don't really like. You know, behind the facade of just like kind of when you're just like chilling backstage and just like doing nothing, it's like, you know, it's just fun just being able to connect and like work with kind of everyone. And
I fucking love connecting with people. Like that last weekend when we all met, man, like me and George went on an absolute tear just meeting all these different people. So like-minded people, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
It's really fun.
You look like you're about to say something.
Huh?
No, I had a question because like usually when I like asking my like any homie that really DJs. A lot of people think that DJing is easy. Like what's a misconception about DJing that you think society or the public has like a really bad perception of?
Well, it just depends on like what you're really referring to, because like obviously like there's like, you know, you going to a nightclub and someone's just DJing for 4 hours playing through the hits and stuff like that, trying to just keep like a dance floor at a bar going and stuff like that. And I think like realistically, like the idea, the bare bones of DJing of just like of like taking one song and mixing into another song, it fundamentally like you could pick it up pretty decently easy. But where it comes down to obviously is like knowing the vibe of where you're playing and stuff like that. And it really depends, because like as an artist, when I'm performing, like for instance last night, I have to curate like I essentially like curate the set before, then I just like pick all my songs, and I do a lot of like, I'm way too particular with my sets and stuff like that. Like like last night I played for an hour and a half. Like it was a longer set because it was a headline set, and basically I think I mixed in like, it was almost sometimes borderline too much, but I think I did like 66 songs in like an hour and a half.
God damn.
Shit.
Doing mashups and like throwing like, because I want it essentially, I want it to, if someone's coming out to my performance, I want them to only hear shit that they're only gonna hear when they come see me and stuff like that.
Uniqueness.
So it's like,
okay.
so that's why like every song is an edit or like my own twist on it or something like that. So that's at least like, and everyone has a different perception and like kind of like some people are just like, they'll just straight up just like crossfade a song over, and like fundamentally we could bring out DJ equipment right now and you can just press play on one song and then press play on the other song and just like slowly crossfade it. But like, is that gonna sound good and mash up together? Also, you're gonna kill it. Like, 'cause some people are just like, oh, I'm gonna go from a top 40 song and then also go right over to a country song and just clear the dance floor.
That would be
Got it.
Club DJing way back as well.
Okay.
And so it's just like
In Calgary?
yeah, a couple in Calgary, but mainly in
In
Vancouver.
Calgary, yeah.
Vancouver's got a cool little bar, like club and nightclub scene and stuff like that.
Oh, I wanted to ask you this. I'm headed out. I think we're all headed out to Vancouver in July.
Yeah.
I need some what are some good
Spots.
spots that no one really knows about besides like local people or people that have gone out there? You got any recommendations?
I mean, obviously depends on like what vibe you're going for. That's the great thing about Vancouver's. They kind of have like a spot for everything. Like they have like a great spot for like live music that everyone knows is called the Roxy, and like that's kind of like a live. And then if you want a little bit of Calgary and you want to go to the one country bar, that's called the Yale. I personally haven't been there because I get enough of that in Calgary.
Yeah.
But then like more like the kind of electronic scenes, and you have like celebrities and stuff, and then if you want more like a nightclub, you go to like kind of like places like Bar None or Hello Goodbye. And then there's a really cool spot called Fortune. Fortune's usually where like that's kind of like, I guess the equivalent of like upstairs Commonwealth type thing, where it's like they're very similar. Where like for instance, JONAH played last week, and then his after party was at Fortune.
It's the same company.
Yeah.
It's owned by the same company.
Blueprint kind of has like they kind
a
of
chokehold. They really have.
They
really have a chokehold in the club industry in Vancouver.
Yeah, like they've worked really hard, kind of just like establishing themselves in the industry, and that's again the music industry is tiny, and what's every industry is actually tiny when you look into it and stuff like that, but especially the music industry, it looks like it's like a million people, but it's like realistic when you break it down. It's like a lot of the same people have connections to wherever and stuff. So yeah, like majority of the clubs are kind of owned by a couple different groups within Vancouver, and all like everything pretty much works. Everyone works together, and like so like like next week I'm going back because a couple of people on the same team, including BOSLEN and stuff like that, are playing a festival called Safe and Sound Festival.
Nice.
And that group, Safe and Sound, owns like Bar None, Hello Goodbye, and a bunch of other clubs. Great people. And then like the Blueprint group, they own like celebrities, Fortune, and Commonwealth here, and they're starting to. They're also the people that are mainly like Blueprint is really trying to move in. Well, they always have been here, but like really, I think really trying to reestablish, especially post-pandemic. And that's why they're throwing Badlands. They throw Chasing Summer with Live Nation and stuff like that. They worked directly with them as well. So
they went to like a lot of festivals and stuff like that, and I feel bad for them because like their headliners not happening. Young Thug got hit with that RICO charge. God damn.
I know.
And it was crazy because watching the video, there's a podcast called $1 Million a Game.
Yeah.
And I think there's two hosts. I think it's Wallow, and he was in prison for 12 years. And I swear to God, he was literally telling Young Thug to stop this shit. He's telling you, slow down. Like, stop it. He's like, there's a lot of people that depend on you. You're a key member of your community. Stop this shit. Like, prison is not fun.
Yeah,
Bro,
They
a
bring
month
it
later,
back.
a month later, bro, Rico charge. Fuck. And Rico charge, like when you get hit with a Rico charge, that's you're doing time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of how
Unless-
long.
unless
I
you're
think
snitch
I saw a
9.
statistic of saying that like 96% of RICO charges, like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
pretty
like, yeah,
foolproof.
like-
But
Yeah,
on to that, to carry on to your point, that's
Mm.
also like obviously people like a couple years ago were talking about rappers kind of not playing into their lyrics as much, you know, trying to make themselves seem more of like that's the lifestyle.
Self-snitching?
Yeah.
That's the lifestyle, right? Like the one guy who was literally talking about murder on my mind. Who was that?
Oh,
Why?
Valley?
Yeah.
Yo,
so
if you
it's just like no, but if you're gonna do that, then it's like, bro, yeah, you're ratting on yourself, and then you live that lifestyle. And I think we were watching the same one. You live that lifestyle. As soon as those charges drop and you're in jail, like that's done. That's
you're
no more.
done, bro. Like you guys know Lil Tecca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lil Tecca, you guys watch his Genius video of
Oh,
like
yeah.
when he's doing like explaining his
Oh,
lyrics.
He's like, yeah, I've
And
never.
he's
been to-
like,
yeah.
he's like, I've never held a gun. I don't own a Ferrari.
I've never
He's like,
been to Paris.
I don't have hoes. I have one girlfriend, and it just shows you it's like a lot of this, man. Like you don't know what's true, and like, you
Yeah.
got to be careful with that because like the feds are watching. Like
Yeah.
they're watching. They're building this shit up on
Yeah.
you, right? And they tried, and they were trying for years to get Young Thug and Gunna, right? And then the feds, man, that's the problem with the feds, bro. Like, they will try for years, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
this guy knows too much.
Yo,
you
listen,
know?
listen,
This
listen.
guy knows too
Bro,
much.
listen, bro. Yo,
JFF.
YouTube, okay.
It's JFF.
bro, don't go down the rabbit hole,
Oh,
YouTube,
no,
bro.
There's so many rabbit holes.
Bro,
of
the feds,
everything.
bro. This is what I know. They will go down this rabbit hole. If they can't catch you, the last resort, bro, the nuclear weapon is always Rico, bro. If we can't get these two, we're taking everybody.
Yeah, dude.
We're taking
all
everybody.
all I love about the internet is just the memes that come after
Oh,
this.
yeah,
This
It's
popped
like-
into my head.
See the Will Smith
No,
memes?
this popped into my head talking about this, and then you said memes. That when 21 Savage, when they found out he
Oh,
was
he's
actually
British,
from
yeah.
British,
Yeah.
bro, all
Those
the
ones
memes,
are- those
they
ones
were
are really
fucking
funny.
hilarious, man.
But just imagine being like Young Thug, being like, "Fuck, I'm going to jail," and all you go on the internet and it's just your face, like, being like,
Dude,
you
the
know,
worst.
you're like,
Yo!
The worst one is Gunna.
He apparently got somebody stabbed up in jail.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yo, Young Thug is running shit, bro.
Dude,
what?
That's a, he.
Well, there's so much money.
Don't let the dress confuse you.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
go there and get it twisted wrong.
bro. Dude, he like that's the like with the Rico charge. Like what I was like, I like read an article about it, and he was like, there's like recordings of him like telling his gang on the phone. They're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Go shoot this guy." Like, what are you doing? It's like, come on, like, dude, it's gonna happen.
Hey,
Well, because like a lot of people do come from that, and then
Mhm.
they wanna rap for, and then it's hard. You know, they say it's like hard to leave that kind of lifestyle and stuff like that. So it's like, especially when more and more money gets involved, and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's
he
just-
he bailed out like 30 inmates from the jail he was in like a month before.
Well, and it's
Yeah,
but it is
and now he's in there.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
insane. It's insanely sad when it like leads to
Yeah.
death and like actually shootings and stuff like that. Like Little Keed literally was last
Lil
Friday.
Keed, yeah.
and
R.I.P. Lil Keed.
Crazy enough, like Bozzy was with him like 2 weeks prior, and they were literally talking a couple days ago, like before it happened, and then we were all like standing in the club, and then someone whispered over to me like, "Yo, Little Keed just got shot,"
Thank you.
and it was like, I was
Shout
kind
out
of
that
like,
waitress,
"What? Like,
though.
what are you talking about? Like, no way!" Like, and it was just surreal, and it's like, yeah, and then you just pull up Google, and it's already everywhere, and then like, yeah, it's just like, it's insane that like that type of shit can just happen, and
So quick,
yeah.
unexpected.
There's a price for fame too, and
Yeah.
like that's what sucks is I've been asked a few times, would you rather be rich or famous? And it's like rich 100%. Like if I could go the rest of my life and like keep building what I'm doing, but literally not be in like a public eye, like still have my like a lot of my personal life, I think I'd rather that, honestly.
I think I was watching Meek Mill, and he was talking about how, if anything really goes down, like in his part where he's
Oh,
from,
yeah, I know.
he's like, I'm the first person that people call, and he's like, what really aggravates me is when people ask me for money and I say no, and they say, oh, you changed, and he was like, I didn't change, you changed, because you never used to ask me for money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Is that the shitty thing that sucks too? Is like when you're doing a show or something, everyone's just like, "Yo, hit me up with free tickets." Like, do people get at you like that?
Yeah.
like, or it's like, yeah, like it's definitely frustrating, and every artist will say it. Just like
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
come out of the woodwork that you're like,
Yeah.
we were in science class in grade 11 together. Like, can I come for free to your show and stuff like that? And like always, like for me, I'm just like I'll try to put on as many people as I can, because it's just like it's for me. If it isn't anything, it won't be I don't care. Like I'm always about just like, it's all about just having a good time and a good experience. Like there's no need or no use for it to having any sort of ego with any sort of like that situation. But it is definitely frustrating when someone like who's never talked to you before is like, yo, what's up? Can we hit you up for this or this? And
you don't really seem like a guy with an ego, but just like support your fucking friends.
Yeah.
Like buy tickets, buy
Pay
clothes
the
and
shit,
shit.
bro.
And
Pay the money.
And the vice versa. Like all my closest friends came out last night, and just to see them right in the front and. You know, like it's such a cool, surreal experience, and it's just like it's really cool when like and like for all your friends to kind of be doing big shit and kind of in their own respective industries. And obviously, like I'm in a very public-facing industry, so it's like kind of easy, and you kind of have to post those successes and stuff like that. But it's like really cool when you're able to share those experiences in your own respective industries with your homies, and then having them come out last night, and it was just really cool because obviously all those. Some of my closest friends, they've like been there through the whole thing where I was like, and so it's really cool, same as my parents, to have them all out and just be like,
that must have been a sick
That
feeling,
wow,
right?
that's a crazy feeling, man.
Yeah, it's
Crazy
really
feeling.
really really fun to like have close friends.
I got
come out and support.
chills from hearing that, bro.
No,
Yeah.
it's
I could check out the
honestly awesome.
goosebumps, man.
Yeah,
God
dude, I
damn.
do.
Well,
God damn.
honestly, one thing like I've learned from friends, like being in the club scene and stuff. It's like I always have like those friends that are like they're like my boys. Like they're like I talk to them like every day. Like these guys, like I talk to them every single day, 7 days a week, like I always do. And then I have like those friends on like that they're not as close, but they're still my friends.
Yeah.
But it's like learning that like that like thing in life that like who are those people that like you want around
You'll know really really quickly too, because
Yeah.
it's just like it's again the people who come out of nowhere for like stuff like that, but the people that are always there to support, even like because obviously like everything's always a growth thing, and people don't understand that, like especially for things like the any sort of arts, it's like everyone always looks at like the top 1%. They only see like the three, like Coachella, they see just the three top people who are playing, and then they kind of just like disregard everything else sometimes. And not saying everyone does that, but like it's just like realizing that like a lot of people only want to celebrate you when you've finally done that, not the things along the way. And that the important part is the journey rather than like the end thing. If you're always just like, once you have to always constantly be growing, and that's the part that like people need to celebrate, those little wins and stuff like that. And on both ends, as being an artist, you need to like also be like, okay, that was a dope thing, and like and always be striving for more and stuff like that.
Well,
but yeah, it's just like like when you're doing little things, when I was starting and I had barely any people listening to my music and stuff like that, and like my homies would still like share it and stuff like that and be like, that's so cool and whatever, like it empowers that individual like to like want to do more. And people don't realize that like it's something as simple as like reposting something on a story or just like even just sending a text being like, yo, that's super dope, because like especially with social media, again, like my whole career for the most part was through social media. So you don't know, because like I'm guilty of it. We're just, you're scrolling and like oh, that's super dope in the back of your head, and then you just keep scrolling. But like there's no validation for like someone else who's like actively kind of pursuing that, and then it's not until like you meet them in person you don't realize that like oh shit, like someone's actually listening. Like having people really come up to you in person and be like, yo, I love this song, or I love what you did here, or I was watching you do this, then that's the really empowering stuff where you're just like, oh shit, okay, it is being perceived and it is being looked at, and like and it like it's a great feeling.
That's kind of what happened to me like last week. Like it's such a surreal feeling, like people coming up to you and saying, yo, I watched your podcast, so you guys are like, you guys got something, you guys are funny, like I like watching, like. And I got this one homie, and I'm about to like gift her with like some limited merch that we're doing, because she watches all of our pods, every single episode, bro, like clockwork.
One thing I would like to add though is like the thing with like people that create stuff or like musicians, anything like that, it's like they're the first people that have like gone out and tried it and like are doing it. Like they've took the first step and they've tried something. And that's what I don't think people appreciate enough, is the fact that like when you try something, you're going so far out of your comfort zone, and no one appreciates that. And then if you have if you bring that negative opinion, whatever negative opinion you may have about what they're doing, you bring that onto them. I don't like that. I really dislike that as like the most I think people trying something is like the coolest thing ever. Like,
yo, I had a cool experience the other day.
What?
I'm gonna give this do this first, but
yeah, let's go.
Joseph McGrath, Gem. He wanted commented on our last one with Trez Mateo. Can't believe I came across this gem. Subscribe. Love the energy. Keep it up. Like, you're the GOAT. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
Shout out Joseph.
Comment on this one who you guys want
Yeah.
to see on here. Let's run this shit up. But my experience the other week. So I'm like, oh yeah, I was working and they had that like radio call in and tell us something, and it was like, tell us your pet's secret talent. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just bored at work, and so I called in and I'm like, yeah, I've got a pet, and honestly it holds its breath underwater for hours on end and like just loves to swim. I'm like, bro, I never see this thing get out of the water. And the lady was like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, what kind of pet is it? I'm like, it's a goldfish. I was wondering what it was. I'm like, yeah, we start talking about, anyways. So I'm like, I emailed them about For the Ones. It's my little clothing company I run. I donate everything to mental health. But we get on with that, and they were like, hey, do you have a time for a quick 5-minute call? I'm like, yeah, sure. So they call me, and I answer the phone. I'm like, hello? She's like, and like we already know each other's names. So she's like, hey, who am I speaking with? I'm like, oh, shit, this is live. I'm like on the radio right now. So like talk about For the Ones a little bit. But, bro, literally after that, like 20 minutes after, we had like triple, like 5 sales, ordering over $500. Like, it went crazy.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Like, I like when people, just hear about it and then fucking roll with it and shit. But my pet goldfish, I don't even own a goldfish.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get one. Olympic summer.
Sorry, but I went on a tangent earlier about trying stuff, but the thing you were mentioning, like supporting like your friends and stuff, like people like just like I do it with Brendan and stuff. Like, I've done it from the very beginning when he started For the Ones, just like sharing everything, like supporting your friends. Like, dude, like people think they're like way more important than they are. Like, dude, no one's like caring about your social media this much. Like, it's like your friends are more important, and you boosting them up and you showing love, it's only gonna make you better.
And it's not even like
just a second. Just a second. Yo, shout out to whoever the fuck is playing that loud. I mean, it's not like we're recording a podcast.
If you're hearing a machine gun fire,
I'm hearing machine gun fire.
We're in a bad area.
This is not Vietnam.
No, this is the trap, bro.
Yeah,
This is the trap.
We are in the wrong neighborhood right now.
We're in the wrong neighborhood.
Do you want to eat, bro?
Yeah,
No, I'm good. I'll eat after. I'm good.
Oh, Niall's your man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just died because like as you were like giving like a great like. All you hear in the background is and like,
that loud scream just sent me flying. I was like, we gotta address this.
I was like laughing. I'm like,
we need to talk about this because this is crazy.
Maybe at a new location, we won't go to a place with like a bunch of arcade games and stuff. Like, shout out, it's a sick
or
spot.
the next time you do it in the Halo game and you have to like,
and then people listening, they'll just be like can't hear us talk. They'll just hear gunshots the whole time. I'm down for it. Let's do it. That'd be big. That'd be big. Bro, so you've been to LA a few times, and LA is known for like a very, honestly, like, I don't know, depends how you look at it, but it can be like very draining because of the amount of everybody trying to like climb up this social ladder. Are you involved in that? Are you kind of like, it seems like you guys have your friends, you go do your thing, you do what you need to do and dip.
Yeah, like I mean like I just kind of, I like, LA is super fun. I'm going to Toronto like next week and stuff like that to kind of do a similar thing, just like work with a bunch of different artists from there and write a bunch of music and stuff like that. And that's what LA was as well, is like just going down and networking and stuff like that. It's a great place. But yeah, it's like a bit of a black hole. Like it's like that's the ocean. So it's like if you jump in, you're like in open water. So it's just like it's a crazy experience being there because you do realize how small the industry is. Like, we went to one studio session, and a friend of my manager's was like, stop by this studio, Electric Feel and stuff like that. And we like stop by and then just like walk in the room, and it's like,
I've got this lined up right now. I already know what you're gonna say. I'm just gonna get you to explain this picture. So this picture, we'll pop it up on the screen. Go ahead, carry on with your story.
No, just we were at Electric Feel, and it was like dope just to see that like. We went once, like it was the next day actually. We're like, let's get a session here and stuff like that. So it was like originally me and Bozzy, and then Jazz Cartier came, and we had a session that was like really dope to work with and then connect with him. And like again, such a great guy. Like him and I just I shoot him shit all the time and just text back and forth now. And great guy, and it's just really dope because like again, like throughout high school, like I was listening to all of his shit, loved everything, and
Remember
then it
like
was just
an
really
old
cool.
Airplanes? I think he did. Like,
Pardon?
He did a song like way back. I was in like young high school. It was like Airplanes, or like
Well, like his big ones were like Dead or Alive, and
this had like a girl featured on it
Pretty sure
too.
Red
It
Alert was
like-
pretty huge too.
yeah, like he's
remember
done,
Dead or
he's,
Alive,
like
yeah.
and especially in Toronto, like he's very well known. And then like casually just in the next room, like 24K's in the other room.
And that's
And
the picture. That's the
shit.
picture.
Just like
will pop
recording
up.
his album, and then just comes in, like dabs up everyone's like, "What's up, everybody?" Blah blah. Really nice guy as well, and it was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, sick. What's up, man?" And then he just like goes back into the other room. And it's just like cool that like that space is a really cool space that like literally one of the engineers was telling us like, "Oh yeah, like yesterday, or the day before, like some dude rolled up with a hood, and because it's like a discreet location, like it's in like a whole like lobby. It's not like." And then they're like, "What? Who the hell is this dude?" Rolls it off. It's Bieber, and he's like, "Can I record a song?" Like blah blah. And they're like, "Okay, sounds good." And then like apparently like a couple days, like a day or two before that, Little Baby just like rents out the studio, and he just wants to like sleep there for a bit because he's like down there in the area. So he like rents out. It's like a lot of money, and just was like, "I'm just gonna have a nap." And then he's like, "I'll just record a song." Like it's just really cool to kind of like. That was like such a cool creative space that like you could look at all the records on the wall, and like Post Malone records everything there. Like Kanye's recorded like pretty much every big artist, even from like pop, from Taylor Swift to Camila Cabello and all that other shit. It's just like really dope to like be in a space where like
Greatness has happened.
all those great records happened and stuff like that, and it was just really cool to like work out of there. And
That's
If you want to
crazy.
see greatness happen, I've been trying to set this up with Niall, but I'm trying to get my rap career started. I've got a lot of things in the vault. Niall said he can make it happen.
Yo, you got a verse?
yeah,
You got a good 16?
We're here at Local Lou's. I'm with my boo. You know, I'm drinking Caesars on Saturday too. With the boys on the Onlyvibes pod. You know that it's not gonna fod. I don't know what fod means, but no.
You had something going on there. You had something going.
no.
Yeah, that was a
literally,
response. I
bro, you
respect
know, like
that.
Rap Chat, it's just a dumb app. But there's so many times, like me and my homies were just
Rap what?
Rap Chat.
Is that the one that like automatically like?
Yeah, you can record and shit,
See,
but
now-
like go over beats. And
I
dude,
think
me
I've
and my
heard of
friends,
it.
we just get blasted and we just like freestyle. It's
Nah,
so
That's what we
fun,
used to
bro.
do on a drive home after like a really long night. We just like throw on instrumentals.
Yeah.
And then be like, "Okay, you're up," and like sit 30 seconds, and then like everyone would be like, "Hey," or like if someone was like so fucked up, they'd be like, "Oh, purple and blue, the turquoise," and you're like, "Okay,
We-
next guy."
We had this one motherfucker. His name Wyatt. Anyway, so it's like all three of us. We're all like kind of city boys, and then we've got this one country kid who knows nothing about rap, like the lifestyle, anything.
Yeah.
And it'd be like his turn to go. And man, like I don't know, man. It was just some of the most
I have one
hilarious
recorded
shit
song.
ever.
Yeah.
I have one recorded song that will never see the light of day
Why?
that I might show you guys after this podcast.
Okay.
So it's gonna say the
One
light of day.
recorded song. It was one day randomly. I used to work at Knoxville's, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the office, I'm chilling. This guy hits me, he's like, "Yo, you want to record a song?"
Yo,
I'm like, "Okay, cool, yeah,
He
fine."
did, yo, but for his first, he did spit some bars. Like I will not lie, you spit some bars. It
Yo.
was like
Honestly, me personally, I thought it could have been like mastered a bit better.
Okay, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Shit. That's all I'm saying.
It was a shit master.
Yeah, like you know, I will not blame my lyrics.
It was definitely
But
a #1 song in your
It
head.
was definitely at the time a
Yeah.
#1 song. Now it does not deserve to see the light of day, but I'm gonna show you boys after the.
Oh, I already seen this.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
show me
yeah.
again. Don't show me
Yo, I
again.
actually saw that. Actually, yo, hold on. So I used to love like writing music. I had like this whole
Yeah.
book. I remember I tried to record music. You guys remember like those microphones that are like super skinny?
Oh, okay, yeah. I know
Like
what you're
way
talking
back in
about.
like
Yeah, yeah. I
2008,
know what you're
like
talking about.
super
Yeah.
skinny like microphones, like super tiny. I tried recording music on it, man. I called myself Little Juice.
Little Juice.
That was so bad.
Dude, if you would have went
And-
with that, you would have beat every Lil Baby.
But
like-
listen, I upgraded, right?
The
I
big
went
juice.
from no. I Biggie Smirks. That's what I call myself. Biggie Smirks.
Biggie
then-
Smirks.
Biggie Smirks, bro. What outrageous shit. So what I
Dead
did
face the
was
whole time.
I found this beat on YouTube, and then I wrote some lyrics for it, and then I called the song "Nothing Against Ratchets." The worst song I've ever made.
Nothing gang.
Is
I
this the one we're
recorded
gonna listen to?
No. I'll show you both. Actually, I'll show you both.
So you're lying. There's two.
There's two songs.
There's probably so many more.
Now that I remember,
pull up the
probably.
hard drive. Honestly,
The
find
soundtrack?
everything.
Doesn't
He's got
sound
like
like
late
that.
night emotional shit on there too. He's probably crying.
You guys know how I recorded this? You know how I recorded this? I had the YouTube video playing on the TV, and I grabbed my phone and I started recording. So I was like, oh my god.
in the most awkward position. where
In
he's
the
like,
most awkward position,
Yo.
man. Oh,
We'll get
man, you guys are here.
100 comments, and we'll do a Biggie Smirks tour.
Yeah.
Around Calgary. Biggie Smirks.
Yo,
I'll
Biggie
put you
Smirks.
out.
We'll get Kelland on the video.
Yo, let me open. Mine's Super
Yeah.
Be the God. I'm
Brandon-
Super Be the God.
Yeah.
Super be the guy.
Super Be.
the God.
That's actually not a bad name.
Not bad, right? Rap chat
Yeah.
generator.
Yeah,
Okay,
bro.
cool.
Yeah. No, man. Okay, I wanted to like we'll pop these.
Yo,
up
should we
on
react
the
to that
thing.
video?
Yeah, let's do that too. But I want to
Yeah,
figure
we'll
out
do
these
after.
first.
There's a video that you'll watch. You'll
Yeah.
watch the video.
This is
We've already
cringe.
seen it.
Cringe.
It's so cringe. We just want to see your.
Yeah, let's do that one first. We're on the topic of it. Hold on.
Yeah, my bladder's getting low.
Go for a play.
Yeah. Let's take a
Getting
break. Let's take a
low? You
break.
mean getting
You were just
full?
talking
Let's
to
take
Niall.
a-
You were
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah,
had a
let's
long
take a-
podcast over there for half.
let's
the
take a quick
episode.
intermission.
Now you're worried about to go pee.
We'll take a quick intermission. Uno, dos, three. Cool.
All right, we're back from the intermission.
That was crazy.
Yeah, right. It's crazy, man.
You have a good pee?
Oh, wicked.
That was good.
We're back. The
Hey.
homie's got a stomach full. He got some food
Yeah.
in him.
Quick munch. Quick
but
munch.
we were gonna look at some Instagram photos.
Yeah, let's do that. But
Who they have?
Huh?
Who they have?
Shit.
I don't know, man. It's some guy.
He wants to know what the ad is.
Some guy. So we'll pop this up on the screen, but just go through and tell us like in that moment what you feeling. I look at this, bro. I see so many fucking buttons. I can't even set up our setup right now. How are you understanding all of this?
Cause it's pretty much like when you look at that board, it's just like one little strip, but it's just replicated a million times over. So it's like it's not like every little thing is different. It's like for instance, like on that board, it's just like one channel where like audio would come in from, but then duplicated like however
Okay.
many.
Where's this at?
That's in LA at the UMG, like Universal Music Group. They opened up
Oh, shit.
a big studio in LA, and that was definitely one of the nicest. Like they just opened it up, I think like during the pandemic, I think in 2020, and it was by far one of the nicest. Like you like roll into this like, and everything in LA is very discreet. Like nothing has like a sign over. It's all like this was like almost like in a little like. There was like a weird cargo door, and I was like, where are we? And then they pull in, and there's like a concierge waiting there. He's like, please, and he's like, Mr. Radu, please, here's your credentials. And then he's like, let me walk in, and yeah, like this place was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it was by far probably the nicest studio I think I've ever been in, and just like probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, worth of equipment in that room, and just like. And then they have like an engineer there. He's just like, okay, what do you guys want to do? Like, I'm at your beck and call. Like, it's.
Were there any of your songs fully created here, or you just kind of
No.
went to rip it up, shred it for a bit?
No, that day, there's a song that's actually going to be on Bozzy's new project that was created after that photo.
All right.
shit.
You heard that? Wait for it. Tune the hell in. This one.
Oh, that was good old UBCO.
Oh my
That was the one that's the one I was talking about, where it was just like
Just rave.
the best crowd, where it was like thousands of people and
Yeah.
just like.
This is outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one I was looking for. I couldn't find it the second time through, but it was like massive crowds you play in front of, like
Dude,
massive.
some of them
There
are
was
really
like
fun.
there was like a pano of the crowd. It was fucking lit as hell.
There's a funny story with that crowd, because like I used to go there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh shit! It must
So-
be weird.
so
On the
I-
other side.
I literally yelled out. I turned out. I grabbed the mic, and this was like one of my first shows, so like was very new when it came to like mic etiquette and just like trying to hype up the crowd and say other things other than 3, 2, 1, go, and like literally, dude, I and it's so funny because like one of my friends she perfectly was recording it as it was happening. I take a pano of the crowd. I'd bring them up and I'm like, yo, I used to fucking go here. And then the crowd just goes like kind of quiet. I don't know if they really like even heard too, but it was just kind of like.
Thank you.
And I was like, what are people gonna say? Like, cool, man. Like, you know, and then I was like, and then I just like went and put the volume back up. And like, okay, like that's enough mic for me.
Yeah.
I feel that, bro. This one,
This seems like peak vibes.
That was that same
peak
same,
vibes. Is that what you said?
Peak vibes.
Yeah.
Peak like that. It seems like y'all. are
That,
just
that one was
chilling.
super fun. That was like with
Yeah.
a couple friends, like one of
Yeah, you got Boss
so
in
that's
here.
BOSLEN, there's
Yeah.
Jazz Cartier, and then
Back here?
there's- Yeah, that's
Nice.
and then my buddy Dan on the right, he's a songwriter with Warner, and then other buddy Christian on the far right there. And Christian's Louis Bell's assistant, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do Louis
Christian's-
Bell and Mike Stutz still work together, or did some beef go down? He was mentioning some stuff the other day, I thought. Because then Louis Bell was also Post's guy for a bit too, right?
Yeah, Louis
Still
Bell's like
is?
he's a legend in the industry.
Yeah,
Like,
he is, yeah.
One of those guys that's like either touched every crazy record there is. Like, there's a couple people. Fuck, I always I can't remember. They're all like This guy's Swedish, and I can't. What's his name? Do you remember? He's the Swedish songwriter who's written like all of Katy Perry's biggest hits, every massive hit. He's from Sweden.
Super Be the God?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Dr. Luke? No. No. Max Martin. Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
Max
wait,
Martin.
did you just
Yeah.
Google that? We finally have that like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Let's go.
One day we'll have someone that's designated that just sits there and does that. Searches
No.
up the things that we need
And
to
then
know.
we already went through this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We popped it up on the
Yeah.
screen.
Mhm,
That's yeah.
No, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I know.
What do you have to say?
That's in the studio. No, but you know, LA was just a dope vibe, and I'm super excited to go back. But man, like with the exchange rate, there's like it ever drain. Like you don't even I just all of a sudden would like check my credit card, and I'm like, oh shit, like
Like Canadian
couple-
money is worthless, dude. Like when
oh
you go
dude,
down
it's
there,
crazy, especially because you get like shit
Yeah.
exchange rates
Yeah.
as well. So it's like
terrible.
you're essentially paying like
Less than
almost
80
an
cents a
ex-
dollar.
Are you into crypto?
like I mean I have some shit,
But you
like,
weren't like heavily invested.
I wasn't like super heavy. I wish I got like more like invested into it and stuff like that. But like I'm in it. But like
yeah,
not,
yes
like,
and no. I mean, it's good
crazy.
that you're not like crazy into it. It just crashed absolutely. Like Bitcoin's back down to 30K, I think.
I know, buddy, that lost
Lu-
200 grand last
Yeah,
year.
Luna absolutely like it was supposed to match the dollar, and then it like flanked. It's less than a cent. It's fucking worthless right now.
I remember watching him the week before a homie, and he was saying how like he had like a couple $100 grand locked up in Luna, and then next week he was like, "Wow,
Dude, what the fuck even happened? I don't know what
I
started
don't even
that,
know,
but
man. I
that's-
can't really
It's
speak
all,
on
like,
it."
Could be rug
Hmm?
pull shit. Could be
I gotta-
anything.
I got a question for you, Kelland.
I got an answer.
I hope. What piece of advice, if any, would you have? Would you give any young entrepreneurs, any musicians, artists, creatives, really coming up?
Is to just constantly celebrate the little things and just like always like don't wait until you have that big moment to like celebrate that. Like it's just like at the end of the day, like people want to see the journey and stuff like that. So it's just like don't always be looking for that. It's not going to be zero and then massive break. It's going to be years and timeless days and nights working on shit. And doesn't matter what industry you're in and stuff like that. And but you just gotta showcase those little things. Don't like. I know so many people that are in the industry, the music industry, that are doing some amazing things, but just like are so silent. And I mean, that could be also a thing like where it's just like you just don't want to talk about it and stuff like that. But it's just like if you want like celebrate it, celebrate like all the shit that you're doing, and like that's what social media is there for. Obviously, not in a douchey way, but just be like, this is what's happening, and also just like realize that like. It's just time. It's literally gonna be everyone and the biggest thing also is that everyone has an individual journey that like if at the end of the day if everyone had the exact same journey then nothing would be cool. They're like Billie Eilish wouldn't be cool. Anyone wouldn't be cool because they wouldn't have their own individual story and own an individual journey and stuff like that. If everyone was like a carbon print of, or it was like steps, it was like, well, you could first gotta do this, first gotta do that. It's like everyone's different. That's why you can only count on separate set of hands of like who's done what, and you can only count like, oh, there's only been like a couple who have broken through at 16, like Billy and all these other people. It's just like everyone has their own individual story, and it's like it's up to you to create your own individual story and how you portray it to other individuals. And to not creatives are their biggest critiques. And I had a big long conversation with this with Bozzy on we're out at the weird outlook looking over LA. It was like a very romantic, but we said like a big heart to heart where it was just like we were talking about all these crazy things about it's like you kind of there's factors, especially when it comes to artistry. It's like you got to have a little bit of you got to be your own worst critic and constantly be wanting to pursue and have that drive to the only people that are extremely successful are the people that are willing to be driven no matter what happens, no matter what shit is thrown at you. And then you also have to have a bit of that crazy mentality of that's why you look at Kanye and stuff like him. He's I'm a god. It's just he probably believes it, and he's going to continue believing it, and that's what's going to pump up the content. It's just and pump out his art and stuff like that. And so you got to have a fine perfect mix of being you got to be hard on yourself so you're always driving, but you can't be overly too hard. And then on the other end of it, you got to believe in yourself and believe that you're the shit. Because I know so many people now, they get to a certain level and they're well, I'm not this thing, so maybe I'm just gonna give up. But they're literally they've set a ceiling for themselves and they're never gonna get past it. The moment that you're just I'm gonna keep fucking going no matter what's thrown at me.
I like that, bro. Keep going. Always keep going.
Never stop.
But that's also cool because it's that goes with life too. Everything you do, whether you just work a 9 to 5, you gotta give yourself a tap on the back every now and then.
Are you talking about the 9 to 5 video or what?
No, I didn't even react to that. But
9 to 5.
Do we? We're here. We're on it right now.
All right, man. This is why, and I'm gonna say this right now. This is why some women don't deserve happiness. I'm gonna just say it. This is why some women don't deserve happiness.
Roll the clip, and then
I'm gonna roll the clip and watch this 1 minute video, and it will all make sense.
You know something that I always say, and people be looking at me crazy. I don't know if this because I'm from Chicago, but I can't fuck with no that work a 9 to 5. I don't know why. I just need a fast money ass. It don't necessarily have to be drugs or fraud, but like rapping or dealing with media or shit like that. Just get
you
it.
So hold on, what?
If I come to you and I need some shit, I don't need you to be well, my check come on Friday. Fuck that. I need you to get that shit right now. So
I feel it depends with the 9 to 5.
Everything.
If you 9 to 5 at Burger King or something, hell no. But if you 9 to 5 at
my favorite
JP Morgan or something, hell yeah, because I know that Friday check about to have multiple zeros.
Fuck that little bank shit. Shit, that's a fraud. I might as well get a fraud. Fuck.
I don't know.
You work in the bank too. Shit, technically.
I don't know.
So hold on. So if it work at the bank,
no, I don't want you.
So let's say this work at the bank making $500,000 a year. You don't want that.
You can give me a banker. Give me a banker, a doctor, a lawyer.
Now, if you doing that shit
a specialist,
to cover up some
not a
other
pediatrician,
shit,
a specialist.
If you doing that shit to cover up some shit, let's say the that work in the bank sell fucking drugs. I'm with it. Period.
What the fuck is
you on the movie?
What the fuck is going on?
Hey, sit down.
What the?
No, I just need
Maya.
I just need a hustling mentality.
But we can discuss it. If you think that having a 9 to 5 makes you less of a human being, I'm sorry.
But I think that minute and a half clip could have been 4 seconds, and she said, "I want a man with money." Because all of a sudden the guy was well, what about a guy who's making $500K at a bank? And she goes, "Oh, okay, well maybe I want him." Blah blah. But it's just so that could have just been summed up I want someone with money. It's okay, end of conversation. Good for you. Hope you find that.
I like how her 2 examples were literally drug dealer.
Yeah, that's the only other thing
and
that
a
exists.
Scammer. I'm well, okay, I understand your head now.
Those are the people you want to bring back to the fam. They've got some cool stories. You've had a cool fucking story, bro. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Let's finish this out. We've got some buzzer beater questions. Literally, first thing that comes to your mind, say it, and then we're just gonna move on. We're gonna fire these at you.
All right.
You good?
Fire.
All right. What's your go-to drink of choice?
Bubbly.
Are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Shit, I literally saw this somewhere else. I didn't see the answer.
Pick a team.
Currently Wheels. Like,
It-
nowadays, Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair.
Biggest celebrity you've ever met?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah. Don't have to answer. That one.
I don't know. Like, I can't think of, like, big in their respective field. Like, I mean, like, yeah, 24K was massive in his respective field.
All right. There we go. Favorite spot in Calgary for a night out?
Ooh. I don't know. I haven't like gone out here and like Cowboys Casino.
Oh, Cowboys.
That's
Thanks,
an
Ron.
OG from high school.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Draft night Thursdays.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, I used to see them like they'd empty a tray into the sink.
Yeah.
And like of like gross ass cups, and then the next bartender would just grab another tray and just take the ones from the sink.
Oh.
And I was just like,
disgusting.
I
Back
was
out.
like, okay, yeah, like this is like.
Back alley's got 25 cent or something now.
Huh?
Back alley has 25 cent or something now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
25-cent
All
beers or
right,
some
but
shit.
back on.
Nah,
Back
they,
on.
They tripping.
3-person dinner. You and 2 others, dead or alive. Who are they?
Paul McCartney. Oof. Other spot.
Michael Jackson.
Shit.
There's so many people in the
I know,
world.
'cause, like definitely Paul McCartney, just because like he's one of the greatest songwriters of all time, just like that whole journey, and he's like still here, and then I don't know, maybe like Obama, maybe like I feel like just kind of talking to someone who's like, and like if it could be like fully like he could fully let go of any secret, like then yeah, I'd
I'm
say
grilling
like
them on
a
the UFOs for sure.
Yeah,
Hot dog or hamburger?
hamburger,
NFT or Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Favorite song on the playlist?
Ooh, currently, fuck.
It can be your own because your shit slaps.
It can be.
No, I would say
Or by Super Be the God, whichever.
that one's really good.
It
That one's
is.
really
It's
good.
fire.
Dude, that's always, to be honest, everyone has asked, like, what's your favorite artist, what's your favorite song, and I can never narrow it down.
There's so many
because
good songs.
There's just so much
So
good
many
shit.
songs, yeah.
Like, I know. I'm really failing right now.
Like right now, you're going in your car. You're picking a song. What's the one you're
Yeah.
picking?
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. Fuck.
Oh, hold up.
Um,
Yeah, if we had your phone, just what's it called? First song on your Spotify list that says
Dude,
recently played.
This is the best thing ever, dude.
Okay.
Just happens.
I wish I was an artist, bro. I could just be like phone. Phone.
Nile
Fork.
I really like Red Light by Swedish House Mafia. They
There we
featured
go.
Sting from not Sting. Who's was it Sting? I think it was Sting.
Yo,
Hold on.
isn't Sting the guy that goes?
Yeah, it was Sting. It was Sting because it was like
Huh?
yeah, Red Light, which is Swedish House Mafia and Sting, where they basically take like Roxanne and then they like remix it and remade it. Through, like, and it's super dope. But like I've been playing in all of my sets, and it's like one of my favorite songs to play as well.
You don't have to put on.
Oh,
the
you already
red
asked that
tonight.
Yo, but actually, you're. Oh, never mind.
We already asked that.
What advice would you give your younger self? For you,
Be patient.
be
Mhm.
patient. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, hey.
long-term play.
Yeah,
Huh?
it is. Same with crypto.
I will beat it into these two all the time. This is like a 2-year minimum game that we're in. 2-year
It
minimum
is, literally.
of like just being consistent.
The consistency is key, and also like, you know, everyone's always waiting for that one little thing, but it's just like you gotta like put out so much shit. Like if you look at any crazy massive artist,
Yeah.
whether it's the Beatles or Drake or anyone who's like been so successful,
Yeah.
count how many songs.
Yeah,
There's
look at
Yeah.
Drake. Doesn't he have like more fucking streams than all songs after 1980?
Yeah,
Something
like,
like that.
there. He set like a new record.
How many
That's why he,
people
like,
were
grabbed-
streaming before 1980?
Oh, no,
I said after 1980.
Okay, I'm not-
Jesus
No, he like
Christ.
he said like I got more slaps
slaps
than the
than the
Beatles.
Beatles.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
Like, he now officially has
hits,
more. Like it's crazy.
more Billboard #1 hits than the
Yeah.
Beatles. That's
Like it's like whether or
crazy.
not you like him or not, it's like
Yeah.
legitimately he's
The GOAT.
cultivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he arguably is the
the
GOAT.
number
right?
one
Yeah.
artist in the world.
The
Yeah,
best.
I
The
would say.
yeah.
It's crazy. It always switches between like him, The Weeknd, and a couple other people. I'm like always in that 1 or 2 spot. And then
Mm-hmm.
2
Toronto.
Canadians.
Yeah.
No.
Remember when it was like? Remember the good old days when it was like beef between Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake? And it was like the top 3, and I was like, who would be Like who's dropping
yeah.
artist
Or
album
what
this
about
year?
the Grammys that one year where it was Macklemore ended up winning?
Oh yeah, and everybody had an aneurysm.
Oh, dude, because like that was a pretty like respect to Macklemore's music
Didn't
and
he
stuff
beat
like
Mad
that.
City?
He beat Mad City.
Oh my
He beat
This is what we were talking about with the Will Smith shit. Every award
It
show
goes
has
Halle
to.
Berry. Hallelujah. How, bro? There's no way.
Every award shows has to have a viral moment. So half the time they'll do dumbass shit like that. Like they did the same thing with Eminem. Gwen Stefani, was that his ex?
Yeah, didn't M say he'll never come back to the Grammys
Because
again?
Gwen
it's so dope.
Stefani was giving him the award. Like, no, it's just like they're trying to go viral so people keep wanting to go to the award shows. Drake also said if you have a guy working 9 to 5 and they're coming to your shows, like you've won. You don't need this.
Yeah,
Which
he did it.
I feel like you have, right?
Yeah, it's because like obviously that's a crazy big goal for myself is obviously to
Grammy, right?
yeah like be a part of some sort of Grammy and Junos especially too, but yeah it's just interesting because like every industry is so like incestuous and just like you have no idea what's going on the back end of things but yeah that was a crazy year where it was just like it was Drake, Kanye, and Kendrick, and I think Jay-Z, and then Macklemore.
That's crazy.
And like, yeah, it was just like it's one of the biggest highly debated thing where it's just like, but then at the end of the day too, if they would have chosen like one of those like other big four, then would it have like because now like it made them almost all those four albums on like par almost and kind of was like okay like these are all level-headed and like it's like them it's almost the Grammys choosing a side. I don't know. You don't know.
Hey, big
We're going down the rabbit hole.
It's like
now,
you never know.
Politics.
We don't do politics.
No, we do not do
We
politics.
stay away from that
politics.
You're killing it. You're killing it, man.
Well,
Proud of
hey.
you. Excited for the future. What it holds. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, really.
Testing a Juno or a Grammy for you right
Both.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming, man. Really appreciate it. And
Thank you guys for having me.
yeah, we
Love
do.
it, right?
We do really appreciate. To have someone like you on the pod is very. For us is very. How do I don't know what words.
Speak your shit, George.
I don't know what
Speak
word.
your shit.
I don't know what word to use. But it's very motivational for us to like see someone like yourself who's absolutely killing it in your field and you're a demon. And then for us to have an opportunity to sit down and talk with you is incredible. You've given us so much juice and so much motivation to go forward. I just thank you for it. I really do. Thank you so much.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Your shit. Let's
I spoke my shit.
Let's go. Local News, thank you for hosting us. Guys, check it out. 16th Ave, right across from State.
Yep.
Onlyvibes in the building. We'll be back.
Let's go.
Next
Peace.
episode. And it's actually going to be a really sick location.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot
This
to
one's
talk
fucking
about
cool.
that. Yeah.
So just a heads up for all of you guys that made it towards the end. Actually, I'm probably going to snip it and put it in the beginning because people have the attention span of fucking squirrels.
Yeah.
But we will be.
We're going on tour.
Yeah, we're going on tour.
Onlyvibes Podcast tour.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast tour.
Are we coming to Vancouver?
Oh,
We
we're
are.
coming to Vancouver.
We are.
We're recording in
actually,
Vancouver.
like,
Yeah,
talking-
we
in
are.
talks
You
to
should-
send something up.
Yeah.
It's more of like a location tour where we're hosting the pod at different locations across the city. Some will make sense. Some will make absolutely zero sense, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
they-
just
Giving away our
expect
bread
it.
and butter there, man.
Huh?
Giving away the bread and butter.
hey, man, just
Yo, we'll be in
like-
Vancouver in
Yeah.
July.
yeah,
yeah,
hit
come
something up.
come to the
Okay.
show.
Do
Come
you
to-
guys know when?
July
Ju-
15th.
Yeah, July 15th.
I think I'm there. Yeah, we're there 14th, 17th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do
Mike,
that
Mike's
weekend,
show
too.
is 15th, so we're gonna hit that up.
Okay, sick.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Only vibes.
Peace.
Brew up.